welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you and talk to you guys about all of my homeschool picks for the upcoming school year. So some things are staying the same and I am changing a few things. So let's go into what's staying the same. Okay, so I do have notes below so I don't get sidetracked, but all right, all about spelling is staying the same. We will be going into the next level. Fix-It Grammar has also worked for us, so we will be doing Fix-It Grammar Robin Hood for next year. History, we are sticking with Notgrass, but I'm so excited because, so I was thinking, originally I was planning on going into the middle school section because I will have, Christopher's gonna be technically middle school this coming school year, which is so crazy to think about. But you know, we've done all their elementary, Notgrass Elementary history. So we are gonna move into middle school. So I decided that originally I was gonna pick America the Beautiful. I had this plan, and then the more I thought about it, we are coming up on an election year, and I thought this might be the best time to do Uncle Sam and You, and so I'm super excited about that. I have plans for things that we're going to be doing through this school year with that. So when I do order that, I'm going to do an entire flip through of it so you guys can see everything that's inside of that. And let's see what else is staying the same. So I'm sticking with BJU for English because we love BJU English. Handwriting will stay the same. We're going to use A Reason for Handwriting. This is the first year I think it's kind of worked for all of my kids. Haley, her handwriting it's just improved. Like over all the other stuff we've used, this handwriting is the best. So we're going to stick with that for next year. So things that obviously we are switching, science is switching, and I did show you guys a flip through. So we are doing Science Shepherd next year, so I'm very excited about that. Let's see what else we got. Oh, real quick, what's staying the same? So I did get Addison's math in, so we are using Math 5. I'll probably film a flip through of that. I only got the textbook and the teacher guide or the answer key. I did not get the mental math because I don't know. I guess I'm just not a fan of the mental math that they have. And so we did mental math 4, which is what we've been using for her. And I don't know. I feel like it's so like repetitive. And so I decided, you know, I don't find myself like wanting to grab it. And when we do use it, it's just so, I don't know. And it's like extra money. And I just kind of thought, I don't know. I made the executive decision to not get it this year. I feel fine with that decision. And then I got Haley's Math 4, and I already have the teacher guide or the answer key from last year, so I don't have to get another one. So for BJU, I ended up finding an older version of the teacher guide. So I'm just gonna get the older workbooks for that one. So I just decided I mean, I kind of looked at the old one, the old version and the new one. And because like real talk for a second, this move was so expensive from California to Texas. And I'm just trying to do a little bit more cost-effective things this upcoming school year. Now, there are some things that I'm cutting the cost by changing some things for next year, but I am investing a little bit more into Christopher's math this upcoming school year and into our history. So some stuff I just kind of had to make like little adjustments, and I just found a killer deal on that. So I just decided to get that. So I did do a flip through. Actually, I don't know if I did a flip through of Gather Round Vikings, but we didn't even get to it this year because we were doing National Park, and because we had to move like winter, it was just, I had all these plans that just kind of like went out the window for the time frame of when I was going to use some of this stuff. So we are going to be doing Vikings this upcoming school year. I'm not good, and it's so hard because like I love Gather Round, and there's so many other things, like they're coming out with Unsolved Mysteries, and I want to do that one so bad, but I'm like, no. I had to pump the brakes. We are doing Vikings this school year, and I'm just going to invest more of my time into that and into the extra projects and stuff with Vikings. And if I for some reason we finish, then I'll probably move into something else. But Gather Round has so many different things and I want to try them all, but we're gonna do Vikings this year, and I'm excited about that. Let's see. So I do have some supplemental decisions that I'm making I'm adding some things in that are not gonna take long, and they have to do with English. So I'm gonna be adding a vocabulary, like these vocabulary workbooks I found, and reading comprehension workbooks. So when I get those in, I will be doing a complete flip through of that. But we decided to go with Spectrum on that, and I'm excited because I feel like that's kind of where we've been lagging a little bit, is the comprehension aspect. A little bit from, like, we were using BJU, and that's great for like grammar and writing, but I really want to focus on like the vocabulary more and the comprehension. So I'm getting extra workbooks for that, and those are super cost effective. Like, they're only like, oh my gosh, I think $12.99 each, so super cheap. Let me see. Okay, so I love BJU Bible. However, they are changing their Bible a little bit from what I've seen. So I use Bible Truths. We're using Bible Truths 3. I don't really go based off of like the grade on that. Like, oh, maybe it's probably for 3rd grade, but like, I don't know. I don't really feel like it's 3rd grade level for that, but we've been working through that one, and I still have like a little bit left of that, and we'll probably finish that, the rest of that this year. But because Bible Truths is getting technically discontinued, and I would then just get BJU Bible 4, I thought it was really important that we together do more Bible studies together instead this year, and it's just something to kind of change it up. What I've been loving is that we have been reading scripture, and then they'll read a scripture verse, and then they need to kind of tell me what did the author mean by that? What are we getting from that? What does God want us to take away from that verse? What did that verse even mean? And so that's what we'll be focusing on this upcoming school year. So we are switching Bible to Not Consumed, and I'm really excited. So I'm gonna do a completely different video on this to show you guys, but the 2 that I've purchased so far is I got my Brother's Keeper. I also got these prayer scripture cards, and In the Garden. So In the Garden is about, it's a prayer Bible study. It's teaching them how to pray. I'm gonna go in deeper on this. And then my Brother's Keeper is a biblical study on loving your sibling. And I think that both of those are gonna be really great for the kids. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna do a complete flip through of it so you guys can see all of the stuff that's inside of it. That one I'm super excited about. Now, okay, so I know I said I was not gonna change this, and if you watched my video before on my math journey, it continues, my friends. My math journey continues. So the issue that I had is that he's doing BJU Math 6 right now. So Math 7 is fundamentals if you're gonna stick with BJU, but from things I've read, things I've heard, and literally looking at stuff, and I've talked to some people, I kind of feel like fundamentals would be, it's like a review kind of like of the elementary math. I feel like he'd be so bored. Christopher's already bored, in my opinion, through Math 6, and that's already a grade level ahead, and I'm just like he's just like there's nothing challenging whatsoever for him with the math. And while that's great and it's working, I looked at skipping. My initial thought was that I would skip Math 7 and I'm gonna go to pre-algebra. And I was like, okay, we'll take our time through pre-algebra. I felt good about that. But then I looked at the teacher guide, physically looked at the teacher guide, and oh gosh, no. The teacher guide, I just didn't like it. It didn't break it down enough for me as the teacher. And I'm not like a huge math person. And so the idea originally, that I never even talked to anybody about this, but my plan was originally is that when he enters into the higher levels of math, that I was gonna do some kind of video component along with it, because me personally, I can't. Like, I guess I didn't have enough faith in myself that I thought like I could teach that unless I had a really great teacher guide to guide me and to help me with that. So it's been like weeks upon weeks of looking at different math curriculum, because I thought, well, I gotta look at something for pre-algebra, because I'm not gonna do Math 7 with something like, let's say I had the thought that I would switch to maybe Saxon and then go into Shorman math, which I was really leaning towards for a while. But then I was looking some at the Shorman math stuff for high school, and I don't know, it wasn't clicking with me as much as another math is that I looked at. And so I was just like, I don't know if I want to do Shoreman math. And there's a lot of stuff is timed with Shoreman, which I did talk to some other moms, and then I felt like, okay, maybe he could do Shoreman math. But so that was the plan. I was thinking of doing Saxon with Shoreman math has like, I think it's called Dive. I can't really remember, but they had like a video component with it. And I'm like, well, maybe, because you'd still do the workbook and have a video component, but I didn't want to switch to Saxon and then from Saxon go straight to Shoreman, like completely online. And so these were all the thoughts I had. I decided I was gonna switch to Denison math. So like I'm babbling on, but Denison math is what we're going with for pre-algebra all the way through high school, because I did talk to him and he was wonderful. He did originally, when I talked to him like a while back, he was like, well, if your son is really advanced, then this might be too easy for him. But if we're going into pre-algebra, right? So follow me here. We're skipping 7 because I'm not gonna do, there's no way I'm doing math fundamentals. And I didn't wanna switch him to Saxon and then switch again. Do you get what I'm saying? Are you following me? So I thought, you know, I think he's gonna be fine with pre-algebra, especially because Denison math isn't, it's geared towards if you have a student that kind of struggles a little bit, whereas Christopher's not struggling. However, if he's gonna go up at level ahead, we can really, I felt like he could take his time with it. I also loved, I mean, I looked at a lot of the like online tutorials of it and everything and how the program works. And I love how he explains it, where I feel like I 100% think Christopher is going to understand it. And in those higher levels that I did not do well in high school math, like real talk. I think I relied on my friend at the time to carry me through math. I didn't do well in the higher levels of math. I just didn't. And I like the idea that I have somebody helping in that way, where I can kind of be there on the sideline if he needs me, but I honestly think he's going to be fine of just watching it, and then he will have a workbook. So that is probably one of our biggest changes this year, is switching to Denison math for him. But I feel really good about it. I really prayed about it for a long time, and I thought, well, I mean, BJU's working. Should I just stick with that? And I do love BJU. But the teacher guides, as they get into the higher levels, I did not feel comfortable having him do that if I'm not understanding it. And I didn't feel comfortable with that at all. And I thought, well, because it's expensive. BJU for his, if I did pre-algebra BJU, it would have been $217. That's expensive. And while Denison is still expensive, it is cheaper. I think I'm going to be spending $175 on Denison pre-algebra. So that's the big change. And you know, homeschooling for 6 years, do I know everything? Absolutely not. And there may be homeschool moms on here that don't agree with what I'm going to do. I feel very confident and comfortable, and I've prayed deeply about this, and I feel very good that this is the right decision for him, for us, and I think he's gonna do great. I don't know. You know when you got a good feeling? I just have a great feeling that's gonna work out really good for him this year and into the higher levels because of how he explains it. But I will do a whole flip through of that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below and give this video a like. I also have affiliate links in the description box, and when you click on those and shop through those, it really does help me out. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.